Assalamu alaikum. I hope you are doing very well. I am doing the live session after literally quite a long time. I'm going to continue doing my live session on regular basis from now on, so I can connect with Bangladeshi students, international students living in the UK, or also anybody wish to find any legal solution. I am always here to assist everyone possible. So I think you have seen my post basically what are you gonna do if you fail in your university. So a lot of people actually contacted me in recent days asking me that what they're gonna do if they fail in their university courses. There are kind of solution which is not really straightforward, though probably it might going to apply to your position, so your situation it might not going to apply in your situation. So please feel free to ask me any question you have. I'm going to conduct this session in English only because I have some audiences, maybe from India or other countries, who wanted to know about the circumstances that they're facing right now. Because I receive calls from people from Nigeria, people from India. So the solution is very simple. So if you failed in their course, a lot of people doesn't know. A lot of students, I mean, those are clever. They know that, of course, intelligence or understand the rules and procedures. They know that definitely they can appeal against the university decision if they fail, or they might going to submit an extenuating circumstance, which is easy. A lot of people doesn't know this. They doesn't know what they're going to do because they come from abroad, from other countries to the UK, and basically start their course and they fail and they can't really do anything, and they don't really read the whole structure of the exam policy or whole policy of the exam regulation basically, or they don't really read these regulations or policies of the exams. This is why they can't really submit, or they don't really submit the extenuating circumstances form on time. Therefore, they have no choice but to basically give up at the last minute. So what I'm going to say, if you think that you are going to affect one of your exams, or you are thinking that you are going to have any effect, a lot of people have mental stress, a lot of people have stress, a lot of people have issues during the exams. So if you feel that you're not unwell or not actually suitable to sit for the exams, you must submit the extenuating circumstances form. Say you have a GP, for example, you're sick, you're unwell, you have to go to the doctor, GP, get a report, and give it to the university and submit the extenuating circumstances form in a prescribed form. So if you submit the extenuating circumstances form in a prescribed form, then only the university will accept it. If you don't submit the extenuating circumstances form in prescribed form, then definitely it is not going to be acceptable. So if you submit that form and still if university doesn't accept you, then obviously, say for example, you have submitted extenuating circumstances form after, try to submit before the exam, because some of the exams you are going to attempt in the UK, they basically mention that you, if you are sitting in the exams, mean you are actually telling them that you are fit for the exams, and if you fail, there's nothing you can do about it. So a lot of people are, for example, failing on their exams, failing on their dissertation, failing on their assignment. So if you are not well, make sure you submit a medical form with the evidence that your medical circumstances. I have seen people, I spoke with three people today, they basically mentioned that their family is, their father passed away and have issues in the family, and they didn't know what to do. So if you have these circumstances, in this country, even if you are even if your relationship break up, for example, your girlfriend, break you up, your boyfriend break you up, you can still. This is also cause mental stress. If you have mental stress, obviously that means you can't sit for the exam. So definitely you must submit the extenuating circumstances form, and definitely then university may going to accept that. And if they accept it, one second. So if they accept it, that means you're basically they're not going to treat you as a, it's not going to treat you as a failure for your attempt. So this is one of the circumstances, and the second circumstances is going to be, for example, is once you fail on your exams, you must appeal to the university explaining the circumstances, because some of the universities I have seen are very, very harsh. They're telling students to literally uh, get off from the university and go to Bangladesh and apply from there. So you should not do that. If university asks you, okay, for example, today one person contacted me, basically asked me whether he needs to go back to Bangladesh because he fell on the dissertation, and he there is no chance that he can sit for the exam before his visa expiry date. So in that circumstances, you can ask the university that I am going to. Of course, you can request university. I have seen there are some good universities, good international officer, good international institutions. Like they understand international students better. Fairly, they issue a new COS, and if they issue a new COS, you can extend your visa for another 6 months. Regardless, even if they give you COS for 10 days, you can still get visa for 6 months. Of course, in the UK, every visa is actually come for minimum 6 months. Even you get visa for a cost COS for 10 days. So this is some of the circumstances. If the university even ask you to literally leave, then you can make an application for FLR application, for the leave to remain application, to stay in the UK, in order to stay in the UK to complete your exams. Because if you go back to Bangladesh and sit for the exams, sit on exams from Bangladesh, that means you can't really come back, and it's going to be very difficult. You can't apply for a graduate escape visa. It's going to be very difficult for yourself. So in that circumstances, you can fill an FLR application. It costs a lot of money. I think around £2,700 these days. You can basically, it is on the grounds that what's going to happen, write the grounds and everything about the exams, that you are sitting for the exams, and this is why I need some extension of your time in order to stay in the UK. Of course, if you make an applications on that, definitely I would say you seek legal advice before you make an application, because that way it will be easier. And but the meantime, when you make an application, and if you pass that dissertation, or if you pass the exams, and then you can apply for your graduate visa. If you pass that, university will give you like certificate, and then you can apply for a graduate visa. In the meantime, you can also apply your money back from the university. You can ask Home Office to reply or return your money or refund your money for the application that you made. Like that cost £2,700. They will refund the full amount of money, because you are making the graduate visa on time, on doing the variation on time. So you have to be very, very careful on that when you do so. So please, especially seek very important legal advice when you make an applications on regarding these matters. So there are a few other circumstances. I've seen students who are literally like they left the university, like for example 4 or 5 months ago, because the new rules changes recently. A lot of people stopped their university, say for example 5 months back, and obviously what they're going to do after the university, they might have circumstances. I'm not saying everybody can do that. I help few students, international students. Obviously our solicitor firm helped a few of the international students who actually left the university, couldn't continue with their studies. They applied successfully to the university directly. They make an applications applying the Consumer Act, because they didn't get the service. Of course, they paid the money to the university. They had a problem with the family. For example, your wife is pregnant, maybe your father passed away, maybe your mother passed away. So you must put all the circumstances on your application form, and then submit that to the university. The university will accept it, and they will hopefully, majority of the time I've seen they accepted the circumstances, they accepted the reasons, and they basically provide an extension of your COS, and they provided your extra extension to stay in the UK to continue your studies. So you have to make sure that you follow and comply that regulation and comply the rules, and that way your life will be smoother. And even if you fail on 2 subjects, you don't have to go back to Bangladesh. One more thing I'd like to touch upon is, or any other country where you're coming from, one thing I would like to touch upon is that many students are struggling in the UK to pay their tuition fees. For example, if you come to do undergraduate first year, you have done second year, you can't cope up and you can't pay off your tuition fees. A lot of students ask me, what can I do? I mean, you have opportunities to leave this country, probably go to America, go to the other European country, or Canada probably. So you must look into these circumstances, that what you can do on this matters. I've seen students who finish their first year or foundation program, they don't want to continue another 3 years in the UK, and you want to go back, or you want to apply to any Canadian or universities or American universities or any other European universities. I'll tell you one such I have told several times, that if you even obtain a tourist visa or visitor visa for US, for example, you can go there and continue your studies. And same thing for Canada as well, but it doesn't apply in the UK. It doesn't apply. This rules doesn't apply in the UK. This rules doesn't apply probably in many European countries. So you have to be very careful. So if you are thinking that you can't cope up on your studies, then definitely the alternative is going to be, nowadays, obviously, there isn't many companies who can sponsor you. How many students they are going to sponsor? There isn't many. There aren't many company in the UK that they're going to sponsor every individual that's came to the UK. Of course, everybody wants to stay wherever you came after finishing your studies, because this is what we thought. I came to the UK as a student, of course, all of you know, and then we all tried to stay. At least we have to play by the rules. Obviously, you can't break the rules. You have to play by the rules. Make sure you follow the rules, follow the protocol, follow the guidance, follow the legal procedures. And this is the only way we can stay in the UK after finishing your studies. And this is the only way you can get settlement in future. But of course, you must take legal advice, competent legal advice prior or after doing all the work. Make sure you do that. Someone just asked me, since when will the cost be issued on the issue the cost? I didn't really get your question properly, so I think if you kindly ask me the question again, since when will the cost be issued? Since when? So if you are, say for example, if you fail one subject, for example, okay, or two subjects, I have seen in the past majority good universities, like universities who understand international students pretty well. So if you submit the extenuating circumstances form, so for example, you failed three subjects, and for example, say two subjects you failed because your health was not good. You had a situation in Bangladesh, your situation in your home country, situation that probably your father passed away, probably you had a financial difficulties, maybe your girlfriend left you, your boyfriend left you. So I've seen in this circumstance, if you apply to the university, to the international office directly, and then international office are happy to understand your circumstances, they assess your circumstances, and then possibly they will give you another cost to complete your exams within the UK. But obviously, some of the university don't really provide COS if you have like one subject that you fail and you didn't provide the extenuating circumstances. You must provide extenuating circumstances in order to get an EU COS. If you don't do that, I don't think university will accept it. You must provide adequate evidence in order to support your application. So then the university will probably accept it. If the university doesn't accept it, then obviously you can challenge the decisions. You can take them to the university to the university monitoring tribunal, who actually monitor and manage or basically police the university. So you can take them to the tribunals to get decisions about your circumstances. So please make sure you look into this very carefully. If you really fail and you have no other alternative option, you can also contact with our solicitor firm. They can also give you guidance. I'm mostly available after 5 o'clock. I'm mostly available on weekend. You can call me and we can discuss. Probably you can come to visit me after 5-6 o'clock in my office, and probably you can come nearby where I am. You can come and talk about this. You just ask কবে থেকে work permit issue চালু হবে. So basically, Ahmed Reha, nobody knows. I mean, some of the good companies are still able to issue the COS. There is no issues. COS. There is no issues for the real companies to issue the COS. I mean, I've seen the companies who are new companies, they're actually struggling to sign a new COS these days. So, but obviously, if you apply to a good reputable company who have the good standing, I don't see any reason why they can't issue the COS for yourself. That's it really from me today, and hopefully we'll talk soon. And if anybody also have any kind of business idea, I always tell people that if any international student have a business idea in this country, you can also very good business idea, you can apply for innovative founder visa. These options are available to international students all the time, but you must have a business, the operating business and the probably functioning business that actually good for the UK. That business is viable, business is different than any other business or existing business in the UK. You must look into this, and you must apply and also look into this other alternative, as well as of course, you must look into your circumstances and then apply for this visa, and that will help you in many ways. And probably you can stay for a certain amount of time, and you can get settlements after that if you manage and if you follow the rules and protocols and guidance. Thank you all, and hopefully I'll see you later, and inshallah we'll talk soon. And if anybody need any kind of concern or questions regarding legal matters, you can knock me on my WhatsApp and we can talk probably and we can discuss. Thank you very much indeed. Take care.